we were gonna restore every single one we bought like they think we should, man, nobody's got time for that. So we are going to pull that badass sign down, find us a hotel room and a steakhouse. We're gonna hold up for the night. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. How's that?
I didn't think that hall's meant for us.
Yeah, it's a small hallway. Awfully creaky. Good night's sleep.
It was good. Real good. How was your night's sleep?
It was good. Hotel beds are hit and miss. That was a good one. That was a good hotel bed.
It was.
Nice and soft, lots of pillows. It was good. Well, nobody stole her. It's still there. This is a nice, for the center of Modesto. Pretty nice hotel. Man, did I tell you guys how freaking clean these cars are? Like, they're just clean. Clean. California clean. I know you have to be a C-body enthusiast to really enjoy what I'm doing. Then there's this, which I still like it. I like the wheels. That one is for sure a derby car. That one, probably not. 100% a derby car. So there you go, folks. Now you're up to speed on what cars are getting derbied and what cars are not. Stay tuned. We'll be in Yuba City before you know it. Alright, guys. We have a change of plans. Last night we went to dinner. Me, Scrappy, and Moon. I won't tell you where we went, but this morning, or last night, I got sick. I woke up puking. So, unfortunately, we decided to just head straight back to Utah. We're gonna have to miss the Yuba trip, or Yuba City Derby, but, you know, sometimes that happens. You just gotta roll with it. So we are up, heading over Donner's Pass right now. We just stopped at a rest stop to check straps, let the truck transmission cool down. We like to do that when we're on these long hauls, especially when we're heading up hills. Hit a few rest stops along the way, let the transmission cool down a little bit. I do have to get a transmission cooler put on that thing, but yeah, that's where we're at. We're just gonna stop, head straight back to Utah, stop along the way, and hopefully I can keep everything down, but it is what it is. Did we loosen up? Yeah, we're loose. It's not going anywhere. Isn't that what Robbie Lane says? Ain't going anywhere. Tie this back up. So yeah, I'll keep you informed on how the trip goes and update you along the way, but that is where we are at. This area of California is beautiful think we're about 25 miles from Truckee. Usually I go through this at night. I think this is one of the first times I've ever come through during the day, so it's a beautiful area. I'd like to spend a little more time up there. Did we lose a strap, Scrap?
Just a little bit flat tire, so it goes a little soft. We're good.
Good. I think rule of thumb is you're supposed to slap it, wiggle it, and say, that ain't going nowhere.
We're in California. We gotta do more than that. They'll slap us and say we're not going nowhere.
All right, I'll check it. That ain't going nowhere. So, all right, guys, stay tuned. We'll update you along the way.
Well, hello. We're here at Fernley getting some fuel for the truck. Steve had to walk inside to see if he could work something out. Beautiful, beautiful load we got today. Oh, look. Hey, everything work out okay?
Had to prepay for our fuel.
Oh, you gotta work that out. Thought you was working something else out.
Beg and plead to give us fuel.
So, do a quick check over straps. Make sure everything is good. Tires are good. Before we come over Donner's, we had a little bit of a loose strap on the old Imperial. Everything else is looking good. Another say 7 hours we should be homebound, or we are homebound. We should be home by then. How's everything looking over here?
Ain't going anywhere.
Good deal.
This trailer's a mess.
I know. You think you'd probably keep your stuff a little bit cleaner than this.
Show them the fuel leak.
It's got the this 67 up top. Has a case of the drips all over the 67 on the bottom. We have the fuel lines off on it, and with it tipped up, it's just kind of gravity drip. Anything to say to the good old people of the interweb?
No, I'm feeling better. I think that steak just didn't sit right with me last night, so we're good now. One cool thing about buying old cars is when you buy them in this condition, a lot of times they've been sitting a long time, and there's treasures all like under the seats and the trunk. So I'm actually excited to get these home and see what treasures we got in the trunks. Two of these cars, they don't have keys to the trunks, so they couldn't open them when I bought them from them to check. So who knows what's in there? So we'll check it out when we get home.
Okay, we just got our fuel. We'll be on the road. We will catch up with you probably around Wendover. You guys have a good afternoon. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
Scotty and I were just sitting here talking about, because the last couple videos I posted, there was a lot of debate on how somebody decides if they're going to buy a car and derby it, part it, or restore it. And man, I can't believe all the haters out there how vicious they get online over somebody buying a car to derby it. And here's what I'm going to say about that. If somebody chooses to spend the money on the car and derby it, isn't that their business? Isn't it their prerogative what they do with the car? That's what I would think. Now, granted, on the other side of that, I agree. There's cars that I don't think should be derbied, and I would have loved to have had an opportunity to save them. But I mean, I've actually cringed before stripping a car out. Like, what am I doing? This car's too clean. But these cars I got on the trailer, or any of the other cars I've picked up, I look at it and I'm like, can that car be saved? If that car can be saved, I try to save it. We try to sell parts and help the guys that are restoring it out, restoring similar cars.
I remember helping your dad, and we stripped that 300 letter car.
That 65.
That brown two-door.
Yeah, that 65 300. Yeah, that's one car that shouldn't have been wrecked. But at the end of the day, all these haters that get mad because derby guys are supposedly killing all the cars out there. Why didn't you go save them? Why aren't you buying them all up and trying to restore them? I guess that would be my only question to them.
Go buy you a big fishing pole and pull it behind your truck and pick them up.
That's true. And it is a debatable thing. Like I said, if it wasn't for derby guys using up some of these cars, they'd probably end up in the junkyard anyway. Because most of the cars that we run, let's just face it, they're not roadworthy. When we buy them, rarely do we buy a roadworthy car that somebody's driving down the road and going and getting their groceries in and then strip it out and derby it. I don't know anybody that does that on a regular basis. Occasionally that will happen, but for the most part, when most derby guys buy a car, it's been sitting in a field for 20 years because of
restore it.
Because that's a whole nother deal. But it's been sitting in a field for 20 years and it's got multiple issues. So, but I've wrecked so many of these old mopars that I'm trying to save a few, and that's one of the reasons why I'm gathering up so many of them, is I want to save a select few. Now my boys are gonna run the ones I don't keep and try to restore or sell parts off of or give parts away. I'm good at that. If I have a part that somebody needs, I usually just give it to them. That don't mean call me and expect free parts every day, but yeah, so it's one of those things that I wanted to get on here and set the record. I guess it's not even setting the record straight, but it's kind of explaining to you my point of view on how I pick what cars we're going to derby and what cars we're going to restore. I enjoy the hunt of these old cars as well, and Marketplace has kind of opened that opportunity, to sit at home and look for these cars. We used to have to drive the back streets of America, looking in people's backyards and searching under tarps and that type of thing, and knocking on doors and begging the old lady to sell her old Chrysler or her old Mopar, wagon or whatnot, or clamshell. And I bought a lot of cars that way. Me and Scotty's been on a lot of road trips up through. We used to leave on a Friday night and sleep in our truck and just go up to Idaho spend 2 days just searching back roads, searching fields for cars. That's how it used to be done. But now Marketplace has opened up a whole nother, you know, aspect of that, and it makes cars, you know, right there at your fingertips. But yeah, do you ever, I was gonna bring this up the other day, do you remember the old Auto Trader magazine?
Yes.
Do you remember?
They still have it.
They do?
Yeah.
Auto Trader?
They do.
I did not know that. I never see them in stores.
No, you buy them. You can buy them at like Barnes and Noble, stuff like that.
Barnes and Noble?
Yeah, Barnes and Noble.
You can still pay and advertise your car for sale?
You can get a trader. They have a trader for old cars. They have a trader for hot rods.
Oh, well, tells you how out of touch I am with that kind of stuff. And when it's at your fingertips on your cell phone, it's...
You want to date yourself. Remember the big nickel.
Oh, the big nickel. Well, that's a Utah thing. But no, the Auto Trader, I remember when I was a kid, or not even when I was a kid, well, when I was a kid, but also when I was an adult, I'd always grab an Auto Trader and I'd thumb through it, and I'd always be like, one day I'm gonna just cruise around the country and buy up all these old cars. Well, that day's now. Anyway, drop a comment below. Tell me your thoughts on this disconnect between derby drivers and purists. Right?
Right. Also, drop a comment of what's your favorite car and why is that your favorite car to either build for a derby car or build for a hot rod.
Yeah. Yeah, you heard him.
Tell us why maybe something that we're not interested in could be an interest to us.
Yeah. Let us know what you think. I'm curious what type of subscribers we have. Are we, you know, because we're not just about Demolition Derby, and I explained this in our very first video. You know, we do a lot of cool things with cars. We got the wrecker build coming up. We've got a Jeep build on the table. I think I touched base on that. I think it was the first or second video, but we got a Jeep build that we're wanting to finish. I started this Jeep build back in 2015, and I took a 91 Comanche, chopped it in half, and married it to a 2000 or 99 or 2000 Cherokee. So I basically have a four-door Comanche, which they don't make. And that was back in 2015. I've got them all married together. I've got one of the doors done. I've got one rocker done. I've got the roof line done, which is the hardest part. I do actually both doors. One's completely done. The other door is 80% done. But yeah, I want to get that build out and going on it. I think when I stretched that, you never heard of anybody doing it. But since then, and I'm not saying it's because of my build, but since then, I have seen a few people stretch Comanches and turn them into a four-door. But I'd like to go through that process with you guys and show you what we've done and what we plan on doing with it. But yeah, I'll have to dig that one out. So that's coming up in a future build. And then yeah, drop a comment. Let us know what you guys want us to do on this channel. We're open. We've got a lot of things coming up. Just put in for all our hunt draws. Well, one of them. We've got 3 more road trips. We got 12 more cars to pick up in.
We need to get cars out of the way so we can start on.
I know. That's why I'm kind of
projects.
That's why I'm kind of rushing through getting all these cars picked up. There's that 73 Impala. Is that Cody?
What's up, Cody?
Alright guys, it is the next morning. We made her back. Safe and sound. Went off without a hitch. We're back to my shop. We've actually already got that car unloaded. So we're gonna get these cars unloaded, and we're gonna bring you guys a segment of what we like to call trunk treasures. This Imperial that has not had the trunk open in, I don't know, the story I'm getting, at least 10 years. And the owner didn't have the keys, and it has these cool little Imperial emblems. And the story I got was we didn't want him to hurt the emblems, and he wanted to break the locks off, but because we might put this car back on the road, I just asked him kindly to, you know, if it's his stuff in the trunk, if he wants to get it out, by all means break the locks, but I'd prefer the locks stay in one piece. And he's like, well, if the stuff was in there, if that stuff's important enough, I wouldn't have put it in there. But for whatever reason, he wanted to get in that trunk. So I am curious what is in that trunk. Curiosity is getting the best of me. So we're going to drill it out and see what trunk treasures we have. What do you think we're going to find, Scotty?
A lot of hopes and dreams.
You couldn't come up with something a little more wittier than that?
Well, I got our master key set.
Master key sets. I don't know. Might need to be a little bit bigger than. Yep, there she is. I'll grab some pliers. That's a big enough hammer and screwdriver.
Oh,
Lordy.
Look, a little bit of a peek. What do we got?
Flashlight back. Oh, there's snakes!